Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Referral Exchange Networking's Business Enrichment series. As we say every week, it isn't always easy to compete with companies that are bigger than you and have greater resources. However, one advantage you can have is you can be smarter than they are. No one can tell you how much you can learn and how much of an expert and an asset you can be. That's why education is critical for small businesses. And that's why we at Referral Exchange strive to make you just a little smarter every week. So let's get right to it. This week, I have something kind of special. A very good friend of mine, Dave Lubelczyk, has a Thursday group, the Gearbox, which is part of the Advisor Tribe Facebook group. And I'll leave a link here so that you can check it out. That group is available through Facebook on advisortribe.com. In his weekly half-hour virtual meeting, Dave presents ideas on how to do business better, more efficiently, and smarter. If you have a half hour available on Thursdays at noon, you should check it out. If you don't have the time, maybe you should try and find it. It'd be worth your while. This last week, Dave discussed his concept of a perpetual pivot process. Although his discussion was aimed at solopreneurs, it's certainly adoptable for pretty much any business. As we've all seen in the last few years, most business models are often obsolete before the ink is dry, or at least parts of them are. We sometimes need to change direction or focus so quickly and so often that our decisions become hasty and they can be deeply flawed. What Dave has done is to quantify this pivot process, which allows us to make more rational choices and avoid the consequences that often come from ill thought out decisions. Dave's perpetual pivot process has 7 steps: slow down, confirm, think, clarify, remodel, implement, and finally, measure. Even if we feel that we have to make an immediate decision, this is actually seldom the case. There's always time to slow down. Now, quick thinking may be appropriate at a baseball game when the foul ball is coming your way, but in business, it'll often lead us down the wrong path. Slowing down gives your thought processes the time they need to catalog and prioritize the information that's coming your way. The next step is one of my favorites: confirm. Jumping to conclusions based on emotion or limited data is ill-advised. Use your slowing down mindset to take the time to validate what you think is going on. And then, of course, you think. Take all the confirming information, as well as any possible contradictory data you've collected, and put it together. After you've done this, it's time to clarify. Eliminate any remaining ambiguity as to what you now know has changed in your business's market and get to work on your next pivot. Dave calls this the remodel phase. Even if your business model is something you're really invested in, everything eventually becomes outdated and needs a remodel. It doesn't mean you need to tear it down entirely. You simply need to take what is no longer working or valued in your marketplace and adapt it to the new reality. After your remodeling plans are finalized, the next to the last step is to implement the changes, execute the pivot. You can do it with confidence, knowing that you've taken the time to slow down, you've confirmed what's going on, you've given it some thought, you've clarified it in your mind, designed what the new model will look like, and you've implemented the pivot. Now, the final step in Dave's perpetual pivot process is to measure. If you don't accurately measure your results, you'll never really know if the pivot worked or whether you need to pivot a bit more. As Ralph Waldo Emerson, American essayist, lecturer, and philosopher, said in the mid-19th century, life is a perpetual instruction in cause and effect. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you got something out of it. If you'd like to talk about anything you just heard, or you'd like to know how you can grow your business by joining a referral exchange networking chapter, or even how to start your own, reach out to me at raustin@referralexchangenetworking.com. That's exchange with an X. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of this video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.